Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back. This is Bunny Love. Here to do a review on Married to Medicine, season 7, episode 3. I really didn't care for this episode too much. It was okay. It wasn't all that. Um, it wasn't like, but the first beginning was pretty intense. They started it, of course, with Quad and Simone. That's where they picked up where they left off from last week, where Quad and Simone were in the restaurant, and they were trying to work out their differences, and Quad brought up the situation about the crab boil at Heavenly's house a year ago last season, and how Simone went off on her at the crab boil, and she wanted to talk about how her feelings was hurt and how they can try to settle that. But the thing is, Simone already settled it. She settled it at the crab boil a year or so ago. So why Quad is still bringing this up, I do not know. Maybe she's just overly sensitive and she's still in her feelings about how Simone went off on her at the crab boil. But at the end of the day, she needs to just let that go. So that's pretty much where they started episode 3 off that way, picking up where they left off from last week. Simone gets up, she storms out. She said, man, I ain't got time for this shit. I'm out of here. I'm not going to stay and have dinner with you. For one, you were an hour late, and that's what they say. They said that's classic Quad. She shows up to events late, so she was an hour late. Simone was waiting for her. She texted her about, what do you want to drink, a drink request. She did not respond. Then she come in and want to get straight to talking about what happened a year and something ago. It's like, bitch, this shit is over with. Let it go. So Simone stormed out, and Quad said, oh, you're running. No, Quad, she's not running. She just doesn't want to discuss some old shit. You need to let that shit go. So Simone left. She goes home. She calls Cecil downstairs. Her and Cecil discussing. You know how couples do. They tell each other about what goes on with stuff. Especially when they stressed out or they mad about something. Cecil. She calls Cecil down. She explained to Cecil what was going on, or what went on at the restaurant with Quad. She was like, man, this bitch wants to bring up stuff about a crab boil that happened a year ago, and Cecil said, this is why you back so early? He said, you came back early. So then she explained why. She was like, I cleared this shit up at the crab boil. Like, she got in explaining to him what happened. So then she just was pissed. That's basically what she was telling Cecil. So we move on to I thought the part where Jackie came over to Quad's house for a meal, and they were to sit down and talk. Quad cooked, and Dr. Jackie was like, well, you can get this stuff prepackaged in the store. So why are you cooking it fresh? I was looking through comments, and I was just trying to see people's input, they backlash on that particular scene. Why Jackie doesn't think you should, why she think you shouldn't cook things fresh, just get it prepackaged. And, they're like, oh my goodness, Jackie must don't know how to cook. She doesn't. Everybody knows Jackie cannot cook. Jackie spends so much time at the hospital that she just doesn't cook like that. She's a doctor. She's always working. But Quad is home a lot. So Quad has that, she can cook. And the food looked really good. It looked really tasty. You could tell that Quad got some skills in that kitchen. So Dr. Jackie was like, why didn't you just get the stuff prepackaged? You making stuff fresh. So Quad say, well, it wouldn't have the Quad touch if I got it prepackaged. She said in the confessionals, Quad was like, you stick to delivering babies. Just let me cook. I can cook. I got this. So, they started to eat, and Jackie was like, Quad, this food is really good. She gave her credit for the food being good. And then they got to talking about the situation with Quad and Simone. And, Quad was just talking about how she still feel a certain type of way about what happened at the crab boil. Dr. Jackie was basically telling her to just go ahead and let that shit go. Just let it go. It's over. Let it go. Just stop, stop trying to, indulge in mess that has been dead and stinking, over a year or so ago. So we get to Dr. Contessa and Heavenly. Let me tell you, I really didn't like that scene with Dr. Contessa and Heavenly. I really didn't. Some people, everybody has different opinions about this scene. Dr. Heavenly comes past Contessa's house. She visits with her. They go outside and they talk about how Contessa is going back and forth from Atlanta to Nashville, to Meharry Medical College to further her education. And Contessa's talking about how in episode 2, how Scott, her husband, kind of went off on her about the fact that he's doing everything by himself, and she came up with this harebrained scam to just run to Nashville and go to Meharry and advance her education. She said, I don't think that's fair that my husband went off on me like that. So Heavenly was like, well, you were wrong anyway. You knew better. You shouldn't have left, And honestly, I don't think that's fair. I didn't think that was fair that Dr. Heavenly said something like that. I just feel like Contessa has left her children with her husband. She didn't leave them out on the street. She didn't put them in an orphanage. They're not in foster care. They're not, with people she can't trust. She's left the children with her husband. And it's only for 1 year. It's not like she abandoned them and said, fuck you, I'm not coming back. So I don't see where she did anything wrong. She's trying to better herself and do really good so that she can really, take care of these kids. Where does Heavenly come off telling her she was wrong? Now, to an extent, I guess she asked for that. Contessa asked for that because she opened up the door and she started talking to Heavenly and she started venting to her. So when you vent to people, you just gonna have to take it all in as far as what their opinions are gonna be. You open the door to get that opinion, so you got it. But Heavenly was talking about how mothers are natural nurturers and she should be there with her kids to nurture them. I get it. Yeah, mothers are natural nurturers. I get it, But who said a father can't raise their children too? I don't see where it's wrong that the father is dealing with these kids. And if it's really that big of a problem as far as he can't handle it because of his career and it's just too much to work and take care of them kids, then they need to get a nanny. They had a nanny before. Get a nanny, get a housekeeper. You did all of this shit before, so why you can't do it now? You can't work with Contessa so she can go to school for 1 year. I mean, come on. I don't see where 1 year is going to really make a huge difference when it comes to these children. Yeah, they're going to know she's not there, but 1 year is, and they with their dad, they're not on the street. So I just couldn't understand that part. But Heavenly, her advice that she gave Dr. Contessa is like, why are you giving her this type of advice? Like, you talk like you don't want, like you're not career driven as well. Like, yeah, she's still in Nashville with her kids. Dr. Heavenly is. She didn't leave town, but you're career driven too. Contessa's doing no different from what you're doing or what you've done in terms of career. The only difference is that she's leaving town to go to school. And Nashville is not far from Atlanta. I know. I'm in Nashville right now. I live in Nashville. This is where I reside. It's only a 4-hour drive. 4 hours, literally. Contessa don't even have to fly. She's flying because she chooses to. It is a 4-hour drive. You got some people that, don't want to drive long distances. I get it. Me personally, I don't consider 4 hours a long distance. Nashville and Atlanta, they are right there at each other, just like that. So she's not even that far away. So anyway, I hear what Heavenly was trying to say. She said, well, you signed up to be a wife and this and this and that. Okay, all right, we get it. She signed up to be a wife. We get that. She signed up to be a mother. We get that. But that doesn't mean that she still can't further her education. She has the help. She has a husband. It ain't like she's a single mother. There's so many single mothers out here to where it seems like it has become common and in people's thinking, and people are conditioned to think that, a child should automatically be with the mother because, that's where children are most of the time anyway. you know, that's not true. If you have a husband that's there and can help you, let him help you. Those are his children too. So anyway, moving on. The scene with Alora and Heavenly, I thought that was really cute. Heavenly is she just can't let go of the fact that Alora is growing up. Dr. Damon is feeling some type of way because Alora is growing up. She really has blossomed before us. She was so little when Dr. Heavenly first started this show, and now she's a whole totally different kid. She's 13 now. She's developed. She's interested in boys. She's interested in hanging out with friends. And Dr. Heavenly and Alora were buddies. They were best friends. They did everything together. So now that's changing because she's turning into a teenager. And that happens. Teenagers, they change. They're not the same little person that they were when they was, So, yeah, even Dr. Damon said it's going to be hard for me to let go of her. This is my baby, So Alora's a very pretty girl, very smart, very funny, just like her mom. So I always think that's cute when they show scenes of how Heavenly just really doesn't want to let go. So I really thought that was cute. So the scene about Toya and Eugene and the miscarriage and the kids. You got some people that really feel like that scene was forced because I don't know, maybe because some people feel like Toya don't have a storyline right now. So she's got to come up with something. Not saying that the pregnancy wasn't real. I'm not saying that. It probably was. She probably was pregnant. She probably did lose her baby. But at the same time, I don't know. To some, it seemed like the scene might have been a little forced. I didn't look at it that way. I do feel like her storyline is a little stale this season. The children spoke on her pregnancy, how she lost the baby, how they were sad, and Toya's pretty much trying to work past that, and she regrets even telling them that she was pregnant because she wasn't pregnant long. I think it was like maybe 6 weeks or so. I guess she probably figured she could have kept that to herself and the kids didn't even have to know. But now that they do know, well, she didn't know she was going to miscarry. She didn't know. She probably told them thinking that, okay, well, we're about to have a baby and, get excited and happy about another baby coming along. So that's probably why she told them. She didn't think she was going to lose the baby. But, now she regrets even telling them. So she's trying to work past that. I really, the scene that was really the most interesting for me was Mariah and Toya, when they were talking about the situation with Jackie and the open and honest. That was interesting for me because right there, she admitted what most people's suspicions were anyway. Toya and Mariah talked about how Mariah was offended behind Jackie bringing up Mariah's drug use at the open and honest. Toya, I guess Toya couldn't understand why she was so offended. Mariah said, I was ready to eat that bitch alive. That right there was interesting for me. That scene was more interesting than the scene where they all got together and had dinner and aired out their grievances. Because that was an admission from Mariah that she's really been reaching. She's been trying to get Dr. Jackie into an argument. And Dr. Jackie won't do it. She just won't give her that kind of camera time. She won't do it. It's like she's wasting her breath. Not saying that Jackie is the type of person that doesn't get angry, won't get with you. But Jackie does it in a different way. Jackie's not loud. She's not ghetto. She's not hood. Jackie's very underhandedly and low-key passive-aggressive. Jackie will get with you, but in a slick, cunning, quiet type of a way. So, yeah, she's going to get with Mariah, but she's going to say it in ways that's going to piss her off low-key. She's not going to be all up in your face, all ghetto. She's not going to do that. That's not Jackie. Jackie is quiet. She's a doctor. She carries herself with class on the surface. She doesn't do all that extra ghetto stuff. And that's what Mariah's trying to get out of her, and she's not going to do it. Mariah's not going to, Jackie's not going to do it. Jackie's not going to do that with Mariah. It's not going to work. Mariah keeps trying. She's been doing this every season. She's been trying to get Jackie into an argument. Jackie refuses to do it. But Jackie's going to get with her, and she does it in slick, sly, underhanded, passive-aggressive comments. Mariah has spoken on this in previous seasons. You know, Jackie, you're very nasty. You may not get loud with these ladies, but you're very... Mariah's correct. She's right. That's how Jackie is. She's very passive-aggressive, low-key. Oh, I'm going to get with you, but I'm going to throw a dart at you. And it's going to be a quiet, cunning, underhanded dart. You're going to hear me, but I'm not going to scream. You're going to hear me. And I'm going to offend the hell out you, but I'm going to do it my own way. I just don't have to get loud with you. That's just how she is. So we get to the scene where Simone and Jackie were talking. I was glad for that scene because I was really worried about their friendship. I was worried. I thought those two probably wouldn't be friends anymore. We're not friends anymore, but not as close as they were. Jackie and Simone seem like the two closest friends on that show. The two real, most authentic, closest friends on that show. The others have had problems, and we all have problems with our friends, but those two really seem like the two that had the most serious and special bond. So I was glad to see those two come together. I believe it was Jackie. Jackie was the one that brought flowers. It was almost kind of like a peace offering. Like, let's work this out and let's be as close as we were. I really thought that was nice. They grown women. They were able to, work through their differences. Dr. Jackie was trying to get Simone to get with Heavenly and try to, work things out because Heavenly and Simone are having a problem. Dr. Simone said, well, I'll meet with Heavenly if you meet with Mariah and work this out. So in the confessionals, Jackie say, well, yeah, I'll meet with Mariah. That's fine. I'll meet with her. We can meet just as long as there's not all that extra stuff. So they got the dinner scene. So they get to dinner. Simone and Mariah are already at the dinner table. Jackie tricked Heavenly into coming to dinner. And she said, come on, let's go out to eat. Heavenly didn't know that Mariah and Simone would be there. So when they first walked into the restaurant, Heavenly looked at Jackie. She said, you's a shady ass bitch. You set me up. I didn't know these two were going to be here. So they go and they greet each other. They have dinner. And they start to air out their grievances. Simone and Jackie are going, Simone and Mariah, Simone and Heavenly are going back and forth. Simone expressed her concerns. She didn't feel that Heavenly should have tweeted what she tweeted to Cecil about him not having a job. I have mixed emotions about that. My emotions are, my opinion is mixed. For one, everybody knew Cecil didn't have a job. So it's not like Heavenly tweeted something that wasn't true. Everybody knew. So I don't really know how to feel about that part. Should Heavenly have tweeted that he need to get a job? Maybe not. But then on another hand, Cecil shouldn't have tweeted her either. Cecil started the whole thing by tweeting how Heavenly need to pressure wash her house. So Heavenly brought that up to Simone. And Simone said, well, my husband didn't start anything with you. He quoted what Mariah already said. Remember Mariah said that? Mariah was like, bitch, you need to pressure wash this motherfucker. This was like maybe last season. So Cecil just, quoted what Mariah said. But even still, you quoted something that hit a nerve with Dr. Heavenly. And you should have known Cecil should have known that quoting that was going to start some shit. So Heavenly, brought that up. And Simone said, well, he just requoted what Mariah said. So they going back and forth. And Heavenly said, well, my husband wouldn't do that. My husband wouldn't do something like that. So Simone is like, you can't, that's your husband. You can't speak on what a man should do. And Heavenly, my husband is the best man that I know. Let me say something about that. I like Heavenly to an extent. Heavenly is not, she's not the worst on the show. She's not my favorite on the show, but she's not the worst on the show. Heavenly brags a lot about her husband, and it's nothing wrong with that, if to a degree. But this is all it's very constant. It's constant, and it's starting to get old with people. People getting tired of hearing how your man is all this and how your man is all that. Now, I want to speak a little bit about there's a group that I'm in, Married to Medicine group, and I'm always posting in it. And I posted the concept of maybe Simone and Heavenly got a little rivalry going on because maybe Simone is a little jealous. Simone and it could be possible. I mean, some people agreed with my post, some people didn't. Simone is a doctor. She makes good money as a doctor. Doctors make good money. Cecil has a degree, I believe it's in IT, but he took a whole year off. He just took time off not to work. Not saying that he didn't have income coming in, because I'm sure he probably did. But Simone had a problem with that. Simone didn't like the fact that he wasn't working. And most black women don't. We don't like to have a man that doesn't work. If we're the only ones working and you're not working, we're going to end up having an issue with that. Not saying that we're not going to hold you down or help you while you're going through a rough patch until you get a job. That's one thing. But if you decide to just take off from work and you're not going to do shit, you're just going to sit around and not work while I'm the only person working. Yeah, as black women, we have a problem with that. A lot of us black women have a problem with that. So she confided in Heavenly about that. And she feels like Heavenly went back and told the world that, mocked her husband about not having a job. Here we got Damon opening up surgical centers. He got a surgical center he opened up. I mean, the man is doing the damn thing. And the concept of Simone maybe being a little jealous of that, maybe that's why she was in her feelings, had come up on social media. And I was the one that posted that. It could be possible. Maybe she's comparing husbands. Here's Damon, Dr. Heavenly's husband, is doing big things, and Cecil ain't doing shit but taking, a whole year off of work, and he ain't trying to work. He's working in Simone's office, answering phones. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to work in somebody's office, your own wife, that's even better. That's fine. At least you're doing something. But I still don't think Simone was happy with that. I don't think she's happy with him working for her. Cause it ain't like he's really bringing extra money into the house. They just working with the money they already got because he's working with her. So maybe it was a jealousy thing. I don't know. Maybe y'all can tell me what y'all think. You think Dr. Simone might be a little bothered by Heavenly's husband, and maybe she think Heavenly's being arrogant because her husband opening up surgical centers and Cecil is at home doing nothing. Okay, so moving on to the part about Mariah and Jackie. Those two tried to air out their grievances. Jackie did apologize to her. She said, the open and honest. Jackie came out and said that Mariah uses drugs. Do you believe that Mariah uses drugs? And she didn't use the word allegedly. She just came out and just kind of just put that on Mariah without actually talking to Mariah about it first. To an extent, I did not agree with Dr. Jackie. I didn't. I thought Dr. Jackie should have at least used the word allegedly when they were on that podcast, but she didn't. So Mariah spoke on how she was offended, and Dr. Jackie said, well, I just repeated what was already quoted. And she did. Quad quoted that. But that doesn't mean that you still shouldn't use the word allegedly. So they got past that. Mariah expressed how she was bothered by it. Dr. Jackie apologized. They hugged and they're trying to get past it. Leaving the restaurant when they were in their cars, Mariah spoke on how she was bothered by that. She really wanted to harbor some ill feelings towards Jackie. I think a lot of that is because Mariah doesn't think Jackie likes her. And that's another thing I brought up on social media in the Married to Medicine group. I'm conflicted. I don't know whether or not Jackie 100% not likes Mariah or not. If you remember last season, if you're somebody that really watches this show, last season when they went on the couples retreat, the whole ordeal with Jackie's husband cheating on her, Curtis. Mariah was supportive. Mariah was very supportive to Jackie. She even opened up and shared her experience with how Aiden had cheated on her. She didn't get into details, but she said, I know what you're going through. I've been through the same thing. My husband cheated on me. I feel your pain. And in the confessionals, Jackie started to cry. Jackie was tearing up. And she said, Mariah's support meant the world to me. Mariah reaching out to me meant the world to me. So she was happy to have support from Mariah because those two never really could connect fully. And that's what has me conflicted. I'm like, does this woman really not like Mariah? I don't know, because she was really, really, really emotional about the support that she got from Mariah last season about her, her cheating husband. And now this year, people think that maybe she really just doesn't like Mariah. So I don't know. Only time going to tell. Can't tell. But that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. I don't get too many comments on Married to Medicine review because I don't think I have a lot of subscribers that watch it. Most of my subscribers watch my 600-pound life, but I do promote these videos. I promote them heavy so that the people that do watch Married to Medicine can finally come and say, okay, Bonnie loved doing reviews on this show too, So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna continue to review this show, Growing Up Hip Hop. I'm gonna drop that review today. It's late. It's actually the first review for that show. If you watch it, I was conflicted. I wasn't sure if I should review it because this season only has 6 episodes, but it's actually pretty good. So since I watched it and got caught up on it, it's a good show. So I'm going to review that today, even though I'm jumping in mid-season and the season is almost over. I'm going to do episodes 1 through 4 review on that, and then I'm going to continue to review it until it's over. It's almost over though. Growing Up Hip Hop New York on the We Network, We channel. So I'm going to review that. I'm going to drop that today. And other celebrity news. And please subscribe. My ending of this video will have all the information as to where you can find me on the net, to where you can follow me on all other social media platforms. Peace.